Hey, so here it is, my review of the my full review of the Oneplus Buds. Are they any good? Are they worth the €89 price point in this headphone jackless world? Those are pretty much the main questions that we are going to figure out in the next 10 minutes of your life. Or so. If you've been around the channel for the last year, you probably have seen a few videos of mine covering wireless earbuds. I mean, all the way from the Jaybirds X to the Zolo Liberty Plus from Anker to both AirPods and AirPods Pro and a bunch of other headphones that didn't even end up making into a video. They all offer different things at different prices, and in every single video I talked about my essentials for a great pair of wireless earbuds. And I'll also link in the description to all these videos that I'm talking about in case you feel like watching them. Now keep in mind that you need to do all 4 of these things pretty well in order for me to consider them a decent pair of wireless earbuds. First of all, and most importantly, they need to fit you great. If they don't fit you, do not buy it. You're not going to want to bring them with you everywhere, and in situations where you can, you will just choose to listen to whatever that you're listening on the phone speaker because they don't fit you good, they fall off your ears, and no one really wants that. Secondly, they need great connectivity, and I'm talking about reliable connection to the phone, no fiddling around with menus, just straight up Bluetooth open, they are connected every time. Also in this category, I'll consider that if you plan on taking any calls, they need to have a decent microphone. Third, they need a great case. I mean, I can't overstate this enough. You should just be able to drop them inside, have them not fall off, and stay in the case charging every time so that you are always sure that you have the maximum amount of charge. Talking about charge, they should at least last 3 hours, which I find is more than enough for most situations. If they last longer, good. The case should have good battery as well. I mean, most of the times I only charge my cases once a week, so that's about 24 hours of listening time, so that's always an essential. Here you can also consider the Google Assistant or Siri hot word trigger. You should also consider the autoplay and pause. Those are mostly bonuses in this criteria because if they don't have it, you should still be fine. And fourth, they need to sound pretty decent. In the past, I would have probably put sound at a number 1 because these are earphones. They're supposed to make you hear stuff, but to be honest, wireless earbuds are never going to sound incredible, and when they sound very good, they are going to compromise in one of those 3 main things I talked about before, and that will make the experience much worse. So decent audio only comes in at the number 4 in my list. With all this said, how do these Oneplus Buds fit into my criteria? First, you have the fit. I mean, it's massively personal, and you really should try them before buying them if you can. They fit me very similar to the original AirPods, which that is to say, they stay in place in my ears, and even when running, they don't tend to fall off. It's definitely a loose fit, nothing super snug ear like you would get with a silicone tip, for example. If I had to complain, the side button area tends to be a little uncomfortable for me after a while, but other than that, they work the same way like every other wireless earbud with this sort of design, and just like the rest of them, they don't isolate outside noise at all, and if they don't fit you, there's nothing you can do about it without adding things to the earbud which will make it impossible for you to put them back in the case charging, and that of course is far from ideal. Then we have connectivity, and I tested these headphones with the new OnePlus Nord, and the review for that should also be linked down there, but I've also tested it with my iPhone 11 Pro so that I could get an Android and an iOS perspective. In both devices they worked fantastic. Really reliable connection with no dropouts and no hesitation connecting. They show great detailed battery stats for both earbuds and the case on the Android side, and on iOS, they only show the battery of the earbuds and not the case. They work better on iOS than AirPods work on Android, and they even support automatic play and pause when you remove the earbuds on both OSs. You can also use a single earbud without any issues, and if you then decide you want to use both instead, they will simply sync to each other perfectly without pausing what you're watching, and delay is also pretty minimal and very comparable to the Airpods Pro, for example. And this is a test of the mic quality of the Oneplus Buds when there isn't much noise around me. This is a test of the mic quality of the Airpods Pro when there isn't much noise around me. And these are the AirPods when I'm right next to my computer with 100% fan speed. And this is a mic test of the OnePlus Buds when I am right next to my computer with 100% fan speed. Now, third, we have the case, and as you can see, it's very similar to the original AirPods case, which if they were to copy them, they copied the right one, but it comes in this matte white finish that I quite enjoy a little bit more than the glossy plastic that you get on the AirPods. Unfortunately, I couldn't really get the gray version for this review, so the white one will have to do it, and size-wise, they are definitely a little bit larger than AirPods, but they still pass the test of fitting in that tiny jeans pocket that no one uses for anything. There is no wireless charging in here, but it charges pretty fast through USB-C and gets you 23 extra hours of battery life in the case to complement the advertised 7-hour of battery life of the earbuds themselves. In my testing, I got pretty close to the 7-hour mark, but to be honest, I don't really use earbuds in my ears for 7 hours straight. So in my opinion, just know that the battery should not be a concern to you. There is no Google Assistant hot word trigger, and the side buttons are capacitive and work quite decently. Even if I find it weird that you can only set double tap actions, I had mine set up to double tap on the left earbud to go back and on the right one to go forward, and holding any earbud for 3 seconds will switch between the last 2 connected devices. All pretty great stuff and a big A+ in my book when it comes to connectivity. And then we have the sound, and here you get pretty much what you would expect from this design. Ever since the AirPods were introduced in 2016, this is a very popular design with the little Q-tip coming out of the ear, and that is so for a reason. Because it works. They are super convenient to just let them stay in your ears for long periods of time. You're still very aware of your surroundings, even when listening to music or podcast. And at this point, people are used to seeing these weird white cylinders on people's ears, so you don't look too stupid doing it. But what you get in convenience and awareness of your surroundings, you lose in detailed sound, bass, and overall, you need to raise the volume way louder just so that you can focus on your music and just muffle all the outside noises. And in those louder volumes, the unimpressive sound becomes even more noticeable. But listen, these are one of the best value propositions in the market right now, and most people are going to be really happy with them. Even with the lackluster sound, trust me. If you have 89 bucks and you want a great pair of fully wireless earbuds that will bring you convenience and ease of use, these are the ones to get. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you already know what to do. If you want to see more of this face and just tech in general, subscribe down there. It's always appreciated. But if none of this interests you and you're just here for some feline action, I'll see my way out. Bye.